Get ready for your family's summer adventure with Curry Honda in Chicopee. Hi, it's Cassie, and we want you to hit the road in the all-new 2026 Honda Passport, built for rugged trails and packed with style. Available in vibrant colors to match your vibe. Or pack everyone up in the new Honda Odyssey, the ultimate family minivan with a spacious interior, rear seat entertainment, and cabin watch to keep your kids in check. Come get your dream ride at Curry Honda in Chicopee on Memorial Drive or online at curryhondamass.com.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:50 and Pink Floyd with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a high of 81. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 68. It's 62 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
The phantom of the West End actor and singer Ben Lewis died on Monday after a lengthy battle with bowel cancer. The performer's death was announced by his longtime friend, Australian television presenter Todd Woodbridge, who shared a tribute to his late friend on Instagram. He was the recent Phantom of the Opera, 46 years old.
Jesus, young.
Yeah, especially for there's a lot of people getting, the colorectal cancers and stuff at a very young age.
I'm just saying he's young to get that lead role.
Well, yes, it was that too, but he also, because of his, 46 years old.
It happens. That's why they having you do like colonoscopies in your early 40s now.
Years before Ozzy Osbourne died in July, he was in severe physical pain, and it took a toll on his mental health too. In a forthcoming documentary, Ozzy: No Escape From Now, which was filmed from 2021 to 2025, the Prince of Darkness got candid about his health struggles. 2 years after Ozzy had neck surgery in 2019, he found himself getting weaker as the days passed, and since something wasn't right, then his wife Sharon said they were advised that his surgeon had caused even more damage by using unnecessary metal plates. Some days he wishes he was dead. He's in so much pain he can't take it. He wishes he could just go, the 72-year-old Sharon admitted in a documentary. Ozzy added,
well put.
Translates to, the thought of not doing any gigs before. I really went into a depression. I'm on antidepressants now. I was actually getting effing ready to off myself at some point. But then I'll go there in my head and I'll go, what are you talking about? Because knowing me, I'd half do it, and I'd be half dead. I mean, I wouldn't die, That's my luck. Well, I mean, think about all the things that he did to himself.
I mean, he
over the years.
He did give himself a good head start on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Taylor Swift explained why she's not going on the Super Bowl.
Because her boyfriend's not going to play into this year?
Yeah. Taylor Swift's interview with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show on Monday was a little on the light side. At one point, they talked at length about bread. However, the expanded interview on the show's website contains some actual news. During one of Fallon's trademark games that he plays with guests, Swift was asked to say which of the 5 rumors he'd found online were true, and that the first that she declined an offer to the Super Bowl's halftime performer because she wouldn't not own rights to the performance footage. On the broadcast, she makes a face, but is not saying anything about the issue. However, in the expanded version of the interview posted on the show's social media and website, she speaks at length about why she's not performing at the big game and had been rumored before Bad Bunny was officially announced as the 2026 halftime entertainer. After denying with a flat no that footage rights were the reason she declined to perform, Swift explained that her management had only received unspecific questions about it from Rock Nation, which programs the Super Bowl's entertainment, rather than a formal offer.
Which sounds like a veiled way of saying that's exactly why she didn't perform.
She added that regardless of whether or not there was an offer official, she'd be too concerned about her fiancé, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, to even think about performing in the middle of the Super Bowl. Which does not necessarily mean she presumes that he or the Chiefs will be in the game.
Not after last night's game.
Halftime performers are announced too early in the season to know which 2 teams will be playing. Unless you're part of the scripted NFL.
Yeah, well, the scripted NFL is going to have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl this year.
Speaking of Rock Nation, which is led by Jay-Z, she said, Jay-Z has always been very good to me. Our teams are really close. They sometimes will call and say, how does she feel about, and then murmurs something vague. And then that's not like an official offer or a conference room conversation. More it is, how does she feel about it in general? So, she's being taken care of by Jay-Z.
Okay. Hope so.
Let's see. I'm just perusing through some of the stories here.
You got the story about Rush?
No, I didn't. I don't have the story about Rush.
Well, Rush, after years of saying they're probably not going to tour again, are going to be touring again, and with a brand new drummer, Annika Niles. And if you have gone into the rabbit hole about her, she's awesome. She's a great, great drummer, and they're going to be going on tour in 2026.
She's no Neil Peart.
You know what? No, that's probably true, but trust me when I tell you that woman can hold her own. She's really fantastic.
She doesn't look like Neil Peart.
You don't have to. You don't have to look like Neil Peart. She's much prettier than Neil, to be honest, but her talent is undeniable.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's never going to be the same. You're never going to have the same. It's like Foreigner. Like there's no real member left of the band performing. Do
you really want it to be the same, knowing that Neil's been gone for a couple of years? You're just going to have like an empty drum set and then the two guys up front? No.
It's going to sound different. Can you tell the difference between Neil Peart and this lady?
I'm sure you probably could, but I'm also sure that she can do just about anything Neil could do.
How much is she getting paid? 80% less than what Neil Peart was being paid?
Well, of course, although I don't know how the Canadian system works.
Yeah, are they? Yeah.
Is the glass ceiling the same way in Canada as it is here in the United States?
I have no idea.
And should we be talking publicly in case that were for some godforsaken reason to change?
Perhaps. Jennifer Lopez wants to focus on the professional, not the personal. The 56-year-old star is currently in the middle of a promotion for her musical film Kiss of the Spider-Woman, which led to questions about the end of her marriage to Ben Affleck. On Monday, Lopez appeared on the Today Show, where she was interviewed by Craig Melvin about the project and Affleck's involvement. In the middle of filming this elaborate, beautiful musical, your divorce was also finalized with Ben, and Melvin began before Lopez cut him off and said, well, there you go. Look at this guy. Like diving right into the divorce thing.
Yep. Well,
she doesn't want anybody to talk about that.
Well, people can talk about it. She just doesn't want to be a part of the conversation.
Kim Kardashian and her mother now look alike because they both have the same pixie cut.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, she must have something to say.
Oh, my God. The last time I had some pixie was when Ray J ran his Peter's Pan up my stinker bell in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Kaylin?
Well, I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but she once tortured and edged my groin musket for 5 hours on a Saturday.
5 hours?
Yeah. She let me release and arrive so hard I gave myself a hernia.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is it looked like shots flying out of me like a Roman candle on the 4th of July. I actually Michelangelo'd that bedroom ceiling so bad we had to have it re-popcorned. And that's your Hollywood trash, or Rock 102.
The season
fumble, in which he dropped the football after a snap and ran into the butt cheeks face first of his own defensive lineman during a Thanksgiving game against the New England Patriots. Sadly, it's after a 10-year-long career in the NFL, the butt fumble remains to be his only professional highlight. However, yesterday I told you that over the weekend, Sanchez, who's been currently working as a football analyst for Fox, was arrested on Sunday following a physical altercation with a 69-year-old truck driver in Indianapolis. At the time, both the driver and Sanchez were hospitalized, with Sanchez sustaining critical injuries after being repeatedly stabbed. And yet, it was Sanchez who was arrested while still in the hospital. Yesterday, a few more details were released about the incident, and according to the reports, the incident stemmed from a disagreement over a parking space. Sanchez, who was reportedly intoxicated, approached the driver, got into his truck, and began to beat the guy. The driver, taking a defensive position, produced a knife, and that's when the stabbing occurred. He also maced Sanchez as well. Of course, every bit of this exchange was caught in security cam video, which is why the misdemeanor charges have now been upgraded to a felony. If convicted, Sanchez could serve up to 6 years in prison, where the butt fumble might just become the least of his problems. Now, I have not seen the schematic of this particular parking lot, but it would have to be a hell of a space for me to be willing to take a shiv into the rib cage. It would have to be close to the front door, easily accessible, perhaps even well lit for me to even consider being pepper sprayed for it either. This is why I'm flexible enough to consider other parking options, such as paying extra for valet services, because I'm almost always willing to pay extra for a low rate of bloodshed and revenge. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. The Milwaukee 14-1 ratcheting multi-bit screwdriver. That's a hell of a thing to have in your toolbox. $20 at Rocky's. The Milwaukee $20 tool sale going on right now. Milwaukee pliers, Sawzall blades, and more. $20 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:12 in Boston with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a high of, 80-something, 81. And then things will cool off starting tomorrow as rain moves in, and a high of 68. It is 62 right now in downtown Springfield.
Got somewhat of an interesting week this week. Marty, you'll join us tomorrow. We got Am I the A-Hole today, a couple other things, what have you. Thursday, I'm taking the day off because it's that time. It is time for my colonoscopy.
Oh, to get rooted, like a roto-rooter.
Yeah, I'm thinking, remember like the old Superbird, a big Y on a big rotisserie?
I miss that genetically modified bird.
I do too. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I love a chicken with absolutely mind-boggling enormous breasts.
Oh, it's always good that way.
Sure is.
Yeah.
I love the steroids. Anyway, they don't serve that anymore. And even if they did, I wouldn't be able to have that during my liquid diet phase of this.
Which starts when? Tomorrow?
I believe it starts tomorrow.
But tonight you got to start making modifications. Like you can't eat. You have to scale back on the solids. You can't have any peanuts. You can't have any seeds.
No, I know. Can't have all the things.
And I know you're a big seed and peanut eater. So
yes,
the shells on the floor here. It's like a Texas Roadhouse with no cinnamon rolls.
I'm like the old ground round. There's there's seed shells everywhere.
If we just got the hot rolls with the cinnamon butter,
yes,
this would be Texas Roadhouse.
And I would probably be referring to all of my steaks as hand-cut steak, my legendary hand-cut steaks and fall-off-the-bone ribs.
Yeah, you can pick what you want when you walk in the door upstairs.
Yeah, they don't let you do that when you're doing the colonoscopy. Like, well, would you like to decide which colonoscope you'd like to use today?
Well,
I'd like to use that model, the one with the rust on it.
Yeah, the one with the hook at the end. like it's like a pirate.
I like a colonoscope with a nice patina on the edge.
Yeah, something you put the little Vicks Vapo rub on the end of it, give a little tingle inside.
Yeah, that's what I really want.
A little menthol in the chute.
Everyone talks about the prep as being the worst part. I actually think that the worst part for me is not so much the prep, because I can handle it. I mean, I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
There's not going to be any surprises. I mean, as far as, when the eagle lands, that may be the big surprise. But I know what I'm getting into. To me, the hardest part, it's that liquid diet. I'm angry for that whole day with the liquid diet.
Well, the thing that got me was the like they telling you to drink the clear juice. Like you can drink like yellow Gatorade or whatever it is, or what, or you can get anything that doesn't have any dye, like red dye or blue dye or anything like that in it. You can have that stuff. But to me, it was like sugar overload. Like it was too much sugar because you're hungry. You want to eat something, but you can't eat anything. So the next thing to satisfy a hunger would be a sugar fix. And a sugar fix from juice gets kind of gross after a while.
Yeah.
And then you have to drink that Go Lightly stuff, which is even worse.
Which is actually more go immediately.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It
go
took
explosively.
A while. Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, but once it kicks in, it kicks in like a bulldozer.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I'm all right with that. And I know people hate drinking the lemon lime sludge, and I'm not real crazy about it either, but I'll do my best.
Do you look what you left behind afterwards? I always do, and I'd be like, I don't remember having chewing gum the other day.
I always look behind and say to myself, those aren't mine.
And then you're like, oh, I did have corn on Sunday.
This is the work of an imposter.
Yeah, these things are being stuck inside of here.
So here's what I'm limited to. Water, tea or black coffee without any milk, creamer, or lightener of any kind. Flavored water without red or purple dye. Okay, that makes sense. Clear, light colored juices such as apple, white grape, lemonade without pulp, or white cranberry. Clear broth, chicken, beef, or vegetable, doesn't matter. Soda, I can drink. Sports drinks like Gatorade and Propel, light colors only. Popsicles?
Popsicle.
You like popsicles?
Popsicle.
Popsicles without fruit or cream, no red or purple dye. Jello without red or purple dye. And Boost Breeze tropical juice drink. That's what you are limited to.
Disgusting.
I know. It's like that makes me angry because all I really want to have is like a sandwich or a pizza or a cake.
You're better off just drinking water as opposed to trying to juice it up with mix or Jello. Or,
it's like there's only so much Jello a guy can eat in a day. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, aren't there like the certain things like when you're sick, you reach a saturation point, like, all right, enough is enough with the saltines.
I was just going to say saltines are like, you don't want to, you get sick to your stomach eating too many of them, you know?
But it's the only thing you can eat when you're sick. Here, I could eat a whole lot of other things, but I'm restricted. And, look at me. I'm not the kind of guy that bothers with a lot of restriction.
But you don't want to mess it up either. So you got to follow the rules because you don't want to have to go there, do all the prep, and then like accidentally you drank a red Gatorade at some point, and then they're like, we can't even do this test because you drank a red Gatorade like you were told not to.
I said, okay, but I'm very well hydrated.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't make a difference. My
electrolytes are good.
When they send the harpoon up the whale hole,
right?
They're gonna say, hey, you had red Gatorade. Because we can't tell the difference between what blood and red Gatorade is, so you're going to have to come back.
No alcoholic beverages, no milk, no smoothies, milkshakes, cream, orange juice, grapefruit juice, tomato juice, soup, other than clear broth, cooked cereal, juices, popsicles, or gelatin with red or purple dye. Those are some of my favorite things that I would normally eat on any other given day, sometimes all at once.
Are you doing it in the morning, or are you doing it like midday or afternoon, the actual procedure?
The procedure is like at 9:30 in the morning.
Okay, so it's at least it's in the morning.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you're going to have to get up at like 4 o'clock and finish what you have been given, for the rest of the go lightly. There's that last.
Actually, they didn't say I could just finish it up. If I had extra, I suppose I could, but I just keep going until it's all clear. And since I'm out working on Thursday, start at 5, supposed to finish the jug by 8.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Should clear me out, should be ready to go, clean as a whistle, and all of a sudden, I'm in the car.
Thoughts and prayers to your bathroom.
Listen, that bathroom's seen a workout over the years already.
I know, and that bathroom deserves a medal.
Yeah, I know. I get it, but it's 9:30, which is good. I like one at the crack of dawn. Like the earliest I can get is the one I want.
Who's this Dawn girl? I
don't know, but she's the one with the rubber gloves and the rod.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are you? Well, I don't want to ask you where you're having it.
Where everybody else has it.
Well, I'm talking about
back there.
I'm talking about location. I went to Greenfield.
That is the location I'm talking about.
I went to Greenfield to get mine done because it's less busy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
they have more appointments opening is up there. That's why I went.
I'm not going to say specifically where, but
what's the exact address of the hospital and what room are you going to be in and what section are you going to be in?
Let's just say it is at a local medical facility. And I'll leave it at that.
All right.
The ones who are in the know are already in the know.
Planned Parenthood?
No.
Ain't nothing go lightly about that place.
No, not at all. Yeah. Not at all. But if I'm giving birth to like a 5-pound polyp, I'll let you know.
Well,
yeah. He looks just like his dad.
Look at him. Look how cute he looks.
He's got your nose.
He's look at his scrunchy little face. He's got it. He looks exactly like you.
So, so I'm on the 5-year plan because the last time I saw nothing. The first time I saw something. Second time, clean as a whistle. What they're going to find up there this time, anyone's guess.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something in there. I suspect there might be.
Yeah.
Just because if I've got one, I mean, I'm sure, there's a bunch of others looking for they're trying to look for the first guy.
The first guy got lost. I have to have one every year now. Actually, like year and a couple of months because of the way the scheduling of the appointments go.
Right.
So the act can't actually go see the doctor until February, and then they'll schedule another one after that. So it's like 1 to 2 years or something like that because I had so many polyps. I had more polyps than J polyp.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it look like a basket of grapes?
Yeah, pretty much. It was. They don't like show you the same. They don't show you afterwards. Like, look what we took out of you. They just show you the screenshots of like this is the one we took. This one out. This one out. This one out. And this one out. But I would like to see them all in a jar like marbles. Why wouldn't you want to see that?
Like the game Kerplunk. Remember Kerplunk?
Yeah.
Where you had like the sticks and there was like a tube and there was marbles on one side and you removed the sticks until all the colon polyps fall through.
Exactly.
That's a great game.
I never had my tonsils removed, and all I know about that operation is from what I know from 1970s and 80s TV sitcoms. Don't they bring it out to you in a jar afterwards and say, "Here's your tonsils in a jar"?
I had my tonsils removed as a kid. No, they did not.
You didn't see them?
Presented the tonsils. No.
See,
gallstones, they used to do that. You're getting your gallbladder removed, they would give you the stones. I said, do you want these? No.
We can make a keychain out of it.
I don't want to. You know what? You're going to be surprised to hear this. I don't want anything that has come from inside of me as a permanent memento. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like certain things, I'm better off.
You don't want to make a memory blanket out of the polyps?
I got enough stuff I can't get rid of. I really don't. Honey, have you seen my polyp scrapbook?
What about like a photo shoot where they could superimpose the things that did come out of you? You ever see those people? Because this was offered to my family. When my wife died,
a glamour shot.
Somebody said, and I never took advantage of the opportunity because I thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But we had somebody was offering to buy us this family portrait, like me and my girls, and then have a superimposed angel of my wife in the background. And I was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we're not doing it. But you could do that if they pull any polyps out. You could have your picture holding a jug of Go Lightly.
Yeah.
And then the angel polyps in there, we miss you, Bax.
Yeah.
We miss your colon.
Like one of those they're all that pensive mood looking type of polyp, where they'll all get their fingers on their chins and they're looking up to the sky and say, "Yeah, I wonder what's going on back there since we've left."
Or it's what's that thing on the Sistine Chapel with the guy sticking his finger out?
Yes.
You could do that.
Right.
Superimpose the finger like it's going up there to get the polyp.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll see if they provide that. Let's see what's available at the gift shop.
They don't have Grin and Barrett at the hospital? There's no school photo company doing colonoscopy.
No, but my gastroenterologist is Dr. Olin Mills. That's
Josteens or whatever it's called? Yeah.
It's 6:25 at Rock 102.
Now's the time.
It's 6:27 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Cloudy today with a high of 81. Tomorrow rainy with a high of 68. It's 62 right now in downtown Springfield.
Speaking of the Oktoberfest, we'll have tickets for you later on this morning. I'm going to be helping to tap the keg on Friday night. That's a grand tradition on 4th Street.
Doing the keg tapping.
Well, I'll grab the microphone, introduce the mayor. The mayor will take a couple whacks at it, and he'll say a few words, and then someone who knows what they're doing will actually get the keg going.
You can't do that?
I've done it.
It's a hammer, isn't it? Like a sickle or something?
It's a hammer, but there's a plug inside the keg, and your job is to hammer that thing out of there.
Yeah.
And then you can start pouring the beer. But sometimes it's not, depending on the keg, sometimes it's a little more challenging and it requires more than one whack, unless you're Mayor Dom Dom and you just have to look at it.
And it just explodes.
It just jumps right out of fear.
Well, that should be a fun weekend, especially I know a lot of people have a long weekend, so people can let loose and enjoy your Columbus Day.
Great way to celebrate.
It is.
Columbus would have liked it that way.
It is, and the cool thing is I have nothing going on this weekend, which is like
that's
unheard
unusual.
of. It's very unusual. So I have all these things that I'm going to do.
Ah.
I'm going to go to the Berkshires.
Really?
Yeah. There's a flea market out there. There's they don't call it a flea market, especially in Stockbridge. They call it a fall fair, which is basically a nicer way of saying tag sale flea market.
Flea market, yeah.
Yeah, I like going out there. Every year I go out there the same weekend. And
do you wind up buying anything? Or
I buy a bunch of junk. I bring it home with me, and then I add it to all the other junk that I got at my house. I have a collection of junk from everybody else's collections around the world.
It's not junk.
Yeah.
It's another man's treasure is what that is.
You know what I got yesterday?
What?
As an early birthday present?
What?
I got a whole box of MREs.
All right. Assuming that the rapture does come, what are you going to do with those?
Well, I'm going to make TikTok videos out of them and eat the beef stroganoff and give I'll do a review on MREs. Now, these boxes.
I don't know if anybody really wants to see you in a video stroganoff.
Maybe not. These boxes say on the side of them, not for sale. You're not supposed to sell them.
Right.
Yet Ocean State Job Lot in Southwick has a lot of them for sale. Individually. So I don't know who's I don't know if they got a waiver to break the law or how that works, but I have a whole box of them. I'm going to be Have
you ever eaten an MRE before?
Nope. We're going to try though. Have you ever eaten an MRE?
When the Gulf War started back in the 90s, I was on the air way back then, and they brought some MREs to us, and I had something that I believed may have been something like a Spam and some pudding in a pouch. The Spam tasted exactly like you would expect it, but with a lot more of that gelatinous ooze around it.
I've been watching these videos on TikTok of this guy who opens up cans that have been from the 1940s.
I've seen this.
And he's done the peanut butter. Did you see the peanut butter and jelly one?
Yeah, I think I did.
And he opens it up, and there's like 2 inches of oil at the top of the peanut butter can.
Right.
But it looks edible. I mean, he took the cracker out, and the cracker seemed to be still, I don't know how long, what they're really. He didn't eat it. He doesn't eat these things. He just opens them. He doesn't. I'm pretty sure he's aware that he's going to get botulism from something.
I think I saw him open up like a can of, was it bread or muffin? It was or a cake or something.
Yeah, it was a muffin.
That's what it was.
It was like a banana muffin or something like that.
He didn't eat it. He just looked at it and said, this should be sent to a lab.
It's gross, but it's fun to watch that stuff to see how it changes over time. Do you want to laugh?
I do.
All right.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day.
I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you.
On Rock 102.
I make you laugh.
Springfield's classic rock.
If anybody complains about that still, because I still get complaints about that, our new producer put that together. He's new. Give him some time. Okay?
Okay.
A guy walks into a pharmacy and says, "Can I buy Viagra here?" And the pharmacist goes, "Yes, you can." And he goes, "Well, can I get it over the counter?" And the pharmacist says, "I don't know. Maybe if you take 4 or 5 of them."
Over the counter.
It's
enormous.
Bax and Nagle in the morning on Rock 102.
More than a few.
6:35 of Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Health New England. They're here with you every step of the way. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. The suspect arrested in connection with a firearm incident in Wilbraham is scheduled to be in court today. Wilbraham Police Chief Ed Lennon said that officers were called at around 7:15 a.m. on Friday to a home on Crane Hill Road for reports of a man threatening a person with a firearm. When officers arrived, they encountered the man who was armed, firing gunshots. Well, I would imagine he was armed if he was firing gunshots.
That's usually the very definition of being armed.
Those two things are, connected.
Yes, usually someone who has a gun is often armed.
Wait a minute. Because I really have a hard... When news stations describe scenes like that, I find it really hard to believe that there are cops on the scene going, wait a minute, I hear gunshots. That guy's got a firearm in his hands. I wonder what's going on here. I wonder if the shots are coming from there with the guy with the gun in his hand, or are they coming from down the... Is it fireworks or gunshots in Wilbraham?
It's so hard to tell in Wilbraham.
Due to the threat, the Mass State Police Special Tactical Operations Team was called in to assist, and a shelter-in-place was issued to residents. The suspect was taken into custody at around 12:30 p.m., and the shelter-in-place was lifted. No injuries were reported. Hamden DA office spokesman Peyton North said that the suspect, Nadal Sholey, is scheduled to be in Palmer District Court today for a dangerousness hearing. The Commonwealth is requesting that Sholey be held without the right to bail. Dangerous. Oh, what makes him dangerous?
I don't know, but they wound up shutting down the entire street and telling people to stay in their homes.
But is that really dangerous?
Well,
that's the cops being a little overcautious, don't you think?
Well, I think it is cautious, but I think when you got some guy who's having some issues with a gun in his hand and potentially making threats, I think the smart choice is to stay in your home and not go out.
That might be a good move to do. A man was killed after being struck by a train near the Armory Street Bridge on Monday night. Pedestrian was hit at about 6:45 p.m. The victim, whose name was not released immediately, died at the scene of the collision, according to Ryan Walsh. The collision is being investigated by the Springfield Police Department's Detective Bureau under the direction of Captain Trent Duda. So we don't have any other information about that. Where's this other one? Oh, yeah, Springfield. Bay State Health has announced the appointment of Michael Treesh as president of Health New England on Monday. Treesh, a veteran healthcare executive with more than 30 years of leadership experience in provider-based health plans and health system integration, will oversee all aspects of Health New England's operation. 30 years of leadership experience. That's the same thing that Peter Banko wrote on his resume for president of Bay State Health.
Do you think this guy's ripping off the other guy's resume?
Yeah, isn't it weird? They sit this guy down and they're looking at his resume and they're like, you wrote on Golden Pond. Well, so did Peter Banko. Yeah, I didn't know you two were. Did you also write that Walt Whitman poem, The Two Roads Diverging in a Yellow Wood? Did you? Wow. You guys wrote that for him?
It says that you wrote the screenplay to Logan's Run in the early 80s. Tell me all about that.
This is a pretty impressive resume, my friend. What else did you... What? You were a circus performer? A trapeze artist?
If you can handle that, you can most certainly handle this job.
Wow. Oh, and your first job was a carny, running rides at parking lot festivals.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how he became interested in healthcare.
You know, it's great to see the backgrounds of all these guys who apply for these jobs, get a well-deserved position.
Well, hey, listen, man, someone's got to take those jobs.
Trish's responsibilities will include strategic planning, sales, product development, actuarial services. How do you say that? Actuarial?
It's pronounced services.
Provider relations, contracting, and health services. Oh, he's going to be contracting diseases on behalf of the people at Health New England? This guy is amazing.
Yeah, he's got it's like a disease fantasy league.
As well to day-to-day operations.
He's going to be performing operations too?
Yes.
Man,
is this guy...
For day one, I'm going to resect a bowel.
Yeah. Can I buy a bowel, please? Yeah, Mike brings a proven track record of operational excellence, innovation, and consumer-focused leadership, Peter Banko said. It's funny. Somebody else said that a year ago about somebody else that got a job. The exact same words.
Should we really be quoting Peter Banko at this particular time?
I'm surprised after writing this story that 22 News doesn't have that. We used AI to
to decipher Peter Banko's words.
Yes, because, we cross-checked it. It sounded a little bit too much, like John Grisham, like a John Grisham novel. Because it was. Anyway, college students in Scotland will soon be rewarded with cash for helping the environment. The pilot program, designed in partnership between Coca-Cola and the environmental nonprofit Keep Scotland Beautiful, will offer students at New College, Lancashire, a financial reward when they recycle aluminum cans and plastic bottles at reverse vending machines. Under the temporary program, students across the Motherwell, Coatbridge, and Cumbernauld campuses near Glasgow will receive a 25 cents reward for every eligible item they recycle. The credits will be redeemable at school canteens.
I mean, you could really clean up, couldn't you?
You really could. What if I took all these cans here and took a flight to Scotland with them all?
25 cents.
Yeah.
I've crunched the numbers. It doesn't work out.
Giving the students a chance to live with a deposit return scheme, something that will be part of everyday life, will allow us to see firsthand how people interact with reverse vending machines in reality. That's according to Senior Sustainability Manager Joe Padwick. Hearing directly from students over 4 weeks will give us honest human insight into the both practical and behavioral barriers to adoption, as well as what really motivates them to take part. The Scottish pilot program mirrors successful recycling initiatives already in use, including in the United States. Don't we have the reverse vending machines? You go put the can in the thing at the grocery store?
I thought so. Isn't that what that is?
Yeah, I guess so. According to a 2023 report by Ball Packaging,
packaging,
and Pneumonia 9 of the top 10 states with the highest recycling rates, including Maine, Massachusetts, and Vermont, offer a refund. Conversely, most of the 10 states with the lowest recycling rates, such as West Virginia, Louisiana, and Tennessee, have no financial incentive programs. I'm trying to get everybody on board with this whole thing. Here's the problem. I don't have a problem with charging a fee to bring the can back, but make it worth your while.
Well, wait a minute now.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts, you have the bottle bill.
5 cents.
5 cents. So you've already paid what basically is a tax on that item over and above anything else you may have paid. So you're willing to pay?
I know we've had this argument before. It's not really a tax. It's
a tax.
What? But that's your choice to buy that particular product.
Yeah, but if I want something to drink, I have to pay the tax. So it's not entirely involuntary if I want something to drink. But if they're going to charge you so you can recycle that again, they're basically double dipping.
Okay, but
I don't like the double dipping.
You're focused on the whole tax thing. I'm more concerned about the actual recycling because it doesn't really exist. You're taking in all of these items.
Right.
And then they're saying, because you can only recycle things so many times before it becomes unusable. And they're even with the plastic. So on the bottom of the plastic bottle, there's different numbers. Like this one can be recycled. This one can't be recycled. There's different levels to and what they can be recycled into, breaking the parts down, which is why we have these islands of trash and pits and all that stuff, because that's where it winds up. It doesn't wind up in a recycling facility. There's no, people are led to believe that this whole recycling thing is actually something, oh, yeah, I'm doing something good for the environment. It all goes to the same place.
If you ever go to a landfill or a transfer station and you just hang out for a while, go to the old town dump.
Yeah.
You can stand there and say, man, you know what? We really are saving the environment. We are really making this a friendly planet.
But the transfer station is exactly what that is, a transfer station. They just take that big dumpster and then they go dump the entire thing in a landfill somewhere.
But it
making
makes
people believe.
But doesn't it make people feel better that they're participating in a process that may or may not have any real that may or may not actually be working for anybody?
I wouldn't necessarily have the problem with the deposit if it was actually being recycled into something, but it's not. You're just charging money to bring it back to a place where they're eventually just going to throw it in a landfill anyway.
Not for nothing. But when it comes to recycling, like there are certain things I have no problem recycling, but there are things that I just don't want to recycle. Like, for example, I will try to clean most of like the cans and jars of stuff before I put in the recycling bin. But things like a peanut butter jar, that's such a pain in the ass to clean out. I just throw it in the trash. Or mayonnaise, like a mayonnaise jar. Oh, so much.
Why can't
such
you
a
clean
hassle.
that out?
It's a hassle.
You take the time to clean out, like what, a can of kidney beans, but you won't take the time to clean out a peanut butter jar? Why?
Because my time is valuable.
Just throw it all in the trash. It's all going to the same place.
I'll see. That's how I'm kind of, I'm not really playing along the way I probably should.
Your Pioneer Valley forecast today. It's going to be cloudy with a high of 81. Tomorrow, rain with a high of 68. It's 62 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Let's go! Classic Rock. It's just about 6:54. And the Eagles with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be cloudy today with a high of 81. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 68. It's 62 right now in downtown Springfield.
Mayflower Marathon is coming up next month, and we are getting ready to start getting into it. We got a bunch of events on the way, but the first one kicks off on October 16th, a Thursday night. It's the Rock 102 Mayflower Marathon Comedy Night at the Armory at MGM Springfield with the headliner Tom Cotter. He'll be joining us along with the comedian Corey G. All the proceeds benefit the Open Pantry with the Mayflower Marathon. And tickets are on sale now, but you want to buy them before they all sell out at rock102.com. It's the Mayflower Marathon Comedy Night brought to you by Dave Miner Exterior Home Improvements, Aquapump, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
A couple of things. First of all, I'm reading Mass Live, and I'm just reading the headlines here.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do this. It says Southwick man held without bail for July drive-by shooting in Springfield, right?
Okay.
But the picture is of Anthony Gallooni next to, because he's the one prosecuting the case.
Sure.
His picture is there. But it makes it look like
he's
the guy.
He's one of the guys held?
He's the guy being Southwick man held without bail for July drive-by shooting. Oh, my God, it's the DA. He's holding himself?
This isn't an episode of the one of the Batman movies. This is something totally different. When the DA goes bad.
Does he let himself into the jail cell like Otis on Mayberry or what? Or Andy Griffith? Yeah.
No,
I'll see myself out, fellas.
I don't think he does that. But it's a little bit of a weird. I saw that too and thought, that's a weird mug shot to be putting up with that story.
It is, but this they've done this before. They did this years ago, and I don't want to bring up the incident again because it doesn't need to be brought up. But there was somebody who got wrongfully accused of doing something horrific
simply because Mass Live put his picture up,
and the man's business was vandalized because of a situation like that, where, obviously, most people know who the DA is, but this particular guy, who was more of a private citizen, just running a business, was wrongfully associated with a horrific crime.
Yeah,
and he got backlash for that. And
let's try to understand. We should all try to recognize who Hampden County District Attorney Anthony Gallooni is and what he looks like.
Yeah.
So that way, if you're ever out in the street or you see him going through the card section at a CVS, you don't act like a jerk in front of him.
Like you did.
Well, okay, I'm not
and called him Tony.
Talking about myself specifically, but like you wouldn't want to say, "Hey, give me your wallet" to the DA. That's like the biggest, stupidest thing you could ever possibly do.
You never know. Some people have done stupider things.
I know they have. I'm just saying that we should all try to recognize him from a distance and close up.
Well, I just want to make the public announcement that he is not the suspect being held without bail for the July drive-by. He is the guy prosecuting the guy who's being held.
Yes, that is his role in this.
This is like the worst game of Guess Who. Does your character have drive-by shooting charges in Southwick?
Yeah.
No.
Like a highlights magazine. What's wrong with this picture? There are 5 things that are wrong with this picture. Can you guess which one they are?
Maybe it's a mad folding. If you fold Anthony Gallooni's picture together, you'll see the actual suspect.
Like a Mad magazine.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting. It's 6:58 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, I don't know if you're aware of this, but getting a college education can be a little bit expensive, and for good reason. There's no greater learning experience in the world than saddling a 23-year-old kid with piles of unsolvable debt. Sure did wonders for my family, as it's done for countless of others. But to keep a college education from becoming a really expensive and financially unattainable, some seemingly well-funded schools must find other ways of grabbing cash just to stay competitive. And of course, nothing brings in cash like a good old-fashioned college football game in a neutral setting. Yesterday, Auburn University announced that they have chosen to move next year's home game against Baylor at Jordan-Hare Stadium to the Peach Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia instead, 109 miles away from the Auburn campus. Why? Because that game happens to be the Aflac kickoff game for the 2026 season, and as such, based upon the financial power of your Aflac supplemental insurance policies, Auburn will stand to make significantly more money for their players with new NIL opportunities because, you see, they'll be the home team. According to reports, Aflac, in conjunction with the Peach Bowl, will be able to give the players additional opportunities to earn money through an allotment of more than 20,000 available seats, which they would be selling for their own personal financial gain. That, my friends, is a college football first, giving athletes a chance to benefit financially from the sale of tickets at neutral sites. Why is this important? Because what's to stop any Division I football program from abandoning their fan base at home for a quick buck? Meanwhile, the only thing your kid gets out of it is an education and a bill for nearly $250,000 that's supposed to be paid off in 10 years. Yeah, I'd say that's one hell of a great fair system. I once sold some college basketball tickets for beer money. Meanwhile, these football players at Auburn are going to have enough money to buy the entire bar. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Your lawn needs one last thing: a serving of Scotch Turf Builder Fall Lawn Food. Go to Rocky's, get a $20 bonus reward when you spend $100 on Scotch. Get a payoff now and away your lawn will take in the spring. A payoff then as well at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 7-Eleven, and Def Leppard with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be cloudy today with a high of 81. It's 62 right now in downtown Springfield. Are you ready for another round of Am I the A-Hole?
Yes.
Let's see. This one's pretty interesting once I pull it back up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, these are generic. These are just generic.
That's okay.
Am I the a-hole? So this guy, am I the a-hole for trying to make a sports segment entertaining? So there's this morning radio show that does a sports chat every single Monday. You know, the type, light banter, weekend recaps, little football talk before everyone's had their second cup of coffee, right? Mm-hmm. The show has a supposed sports guy who comes in every week. He's supposedly the expert. He's got scores, he's got stats, he's got the whole deal, but somehow he's always wrong. Like, he will confidently announce Detroit beats Cleveland when Detroit actually played Seattle, and the best part is the scores are right in front of him. Like, right in front of him.
Okay.
Anyway, one of the hosts got accused of not participating enough during the sports segment, so they decided to make it a little livelier by reading dramatic fan rants ripped and read directly off the internet. You know, the all caps, foam fingers, Mac Jones couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And listeners started calling in saying it was too much interruption and not enough serious sports talk. And fast forward to a couple of days after his latest appearance, I mean, there was a guy, the host gets a letter from a listener that says your sports guy literally has the scores in front of him and still can't say the right teams. Detroit's playing Seattle, not Cleveland. So the question is, Am I the a-hole for trying to make the sports segment entertaining, or should I just sit back and let the expert be confidently wrong in peace?
Boy, gee. I don't know, Steve. What do you think?
I think the entertaining made-up banter is just as good as the supposedly presented as factual banter, which is wrong. Is better than what he does. The guy in the story who created the entertaining portion.
I see. So this is a hypothetical situation?
Oh, very hypothetical. This has never happened. This never happened.
Just one of these things that you scoped out on the internets.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there a way for, say, that host to, I don't know, find a way to explain this to the person that they're having a problem with rather than to drag it through, I don't know, other venues?
Well, that host has confronted this man several times about his inaccuracy, and it was like, who cares? It's no big deal.
I see.
It's just a mistake.
Have there been other places to go to express your concerns?
What do you mean?
Well, like I say, like a management or something.
Actually, that person has complained to management several times about having.
No. I mean, excuse me. Has the host had a discussion with management about this?
Yes, actually, the host has had a discussion about it, and I'm being told it is what it is, and the guy does it for free. So,
sure.
I'm
just wondering if that's really where that conversation should remain.
Wow, what are you talking about?
If just that's just management stuff.
Is it really though?
Well,
but we're the ones that get the hosts of the show are the ones that get the complaint.
Yeah, I know. I just think there are certain things that probably should be left within a management structure rather than, in other more public places.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, it's just seemingly one of those things that you'd think somebody would have correct information. When they came on and
right
and did that.
Yes.
All right. Well, at least we got to the bottom of it.
I'm glad you had the airing of grievances.
Here's another one. Am I the a-hole for telling my wife to marry her therapist because I'm done? After our oldest son was born, my wife decided not to return from maternity leave and be a stay-at-home mom. 6 months later, we started noticing missed milestones and other concerns. We expressed our concerns to his pediatrician, who said milestones were just guidelines and not to worry. Around this time, my wife started to get anxious and frustrated more and more. She said something was wrong with our son and we needed to help him. We went to a second pediatrician who gave us take-home evaluations to do. They stressed out my wife, who said she couldn't fill them out because she was afraid of accidentally answering wrong. I did my best to fill them out, but since she was the stay-at-home parent, I needed her help on certain parts because some questions were phrased, how many times per day XYZ, and I needed information from her to answer that. She got very frustrated during the process and says I wasn't supporting her. The pediatrician diagnosed our son as autistic when he was almost 2. My wife was upset by this, and the pediatrician recommended she see a therapist. As parents of autistic children sometimes struggle, especially the parent who needs the most time with the child. In some ways, that's the last time I ever saw my wife. Her frustration and anxiety only got worse. She's completely a different person now. She only communicates in therapy and acts like her therapist is a god, and she is her prophet, carrying her commandments to me from on high to defy at my own risk. And then this is a little lengthy, but he goes in to explain, here's an example of some of the insane things her therapist has apparently told her over the years. Our son is emotionally abusive. He was 3 when she said this, because he intentionally withholds affection. I'm emotionally abusive because I canceled a date with her after she called me a loser and I didn't want to spend the evening with her. I am sexually abusive because I told her I didn't want to have sex after an argument to punish her. Fights don't get me horny, but that's my fault, I guess. Some people that works for.
I know. I know.
I am financially abusive because I told her I didn't think we could afford another baby that we ended up having anyway because she wore me down. I'm physically, well, I guess you had sex after that fight. That was the fight you had.
Yeah, then look what happened there.
I'm physically abusive because I put my arm out to stop her from walking into the kitchen when I was sweeping glass off the floor. Our son is physically abusive because he accidentally kicked her while throwing a tantrum. He was 5. These are just a few examples, and I have more, and this post is already too long. So am I the a-hole for telling my wife to marry her therapist because I'm done?
Well, I think the reality is, there are challenges with any, raising any child. Having one with that's on the spectrum has its challenges too, but there are resources that family could tap into that could make things easier. For example, there are like group therapy sessions, so you can understand how other people, deal with those situations. That could be very helpful to people. It sounds like everyone seems to be projecting their own frustrations out on each other, and it's being counterproductive. What they really should be focusing on is, hey, how are we going to raise this kid in a safe environment?
Yeah, but he's more focused on the fact that she's, talking with the therapist and getting all the information. And
well, then maybe he should talk to his own therapist.
Maybe he should talk to that therapist.
He could do that too. It's very possible that therapist may be willing to see both of them.
Give her a piece of his mind.
Well, I mean, there's probably his side of the story, her side of the story, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. But ultimately, you got to raise the kid. Try to find a way to focus on that.
You and your logical explanations.
It's a very logical explanation.
Can't you see this man is overly frustrated and doesn't know what to do?
And she's frustrated too.
And you come out with your logical answers
I know
how to make peace with somebody?
The nerve.
And to raise a child that you brought into this.
I got a set on me, huh?
The way he said in there, like, the second child, which I didn't want, but I did it because I gave in.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's kind of your fault.
I think everyone's playing a certain role in all of this, and now they've built up to such a degree where they may need to kind of back away from each other or get help together, which I think would be very, very helpful to everybody.
It would be great if we had the other side of the story. You know what I mean?
But you never
get
that part of it.
No, you never do. And there you go. That's another round of Am I the A-Hole?
It's 7:21 on Rock 102. 7:31 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by Aquapump, an expert in all water supply systems from the well to the pump and into the house. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Police are asking for help by identifying a man who stole $200 from a Dunkin' Donuts in Montville. Authorities said the man
that must have cleaned them right out.
Well, I don't know how busy that Dunkin' is down there.
How many people are there in Montville?
Authorities said the man told workers he was an employee from another store and needed to make change from two $100 bills. According to police, the suspect walked behind the counter, tapped the screen, opened the cash drawer, and made change. However, police confirmed the man used counterfeit bills and was not an employee of Dunkin'.
In any situation like that, I don't think I've ever heard of like a fast food restaurant chain being asked by another franchisee, hey, you guys got any singles?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
Well, there are instances where, but they pre-plan this out.
It's usually not. Yeah. Why don't you drive up to Montville and see if we can break these hundreds?
Let's say a franchisee owns 4 Dunkins or whatever, and then they're like, well, we're out of nickels here. The bank's closed on a Saturday or afternoon, but we need more nickels. We need more quarters. We need something. Call the other store and see what they got, and then Then an employee goes over and grabs the change and then comes back.
Yeah, it's not like the employee just walks across the street and says, well, let's see if I can take care of this.
I mean, I'm kind of wondering what, nobody questioned the guy. What store are you from? Do you, did he name drop? Because it's probably easy enough to find out who the manager is or who the manager of one store is versus another store.
Right.
Did nobody question
Doesn't sound
where's
like
this guy from, or Well,
Now,
it
and
just goes to show you that, you'll believe anybody. And he's not even wearing like a suit.
He's not wearing like the standard issue Duncan smock.
He's wearing those things I buy from Costco all the time, those 32 cool shirts.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
got like 40 of those.
So
and,
what?
He's wearing one of those and a pair of pants, and he's laughing and smiling as he's walking behind the counter of the Dunkin'.
So, all right, let's just say hypothetically, they agree to let him, switch out, the 200 hours for smaller bills or whatever. But then that store runs out of small bills. Well, then what do? Did they walk over to that guy's alleged store and say, "Hey, remember that $200 you just switched over?" No. Well, what do you mean? You were here an hour ago. No, that wasn't us.
It also, and you're right, it doesn't say like how they figured it out. How did they figure out this guy was an employee? Was it when they found the counterfeit bill?
I guess. Man, I'll tell you what, nothing gets by a Duncan.
I wonder if he like pretended to use that little marker thing they check the validity. Oh, yep, this one's real. I'm taking 250s out of here.
Listen, we're all working for the same company, aren't we? We're all a team.
For some reason, Connecticut news is like the Onion today. An officer in Hartford recovered a stolen riding lawnmower. Police announced on Monday. It happened on September 30th. The mower was taken from the city's Department of Public Works employees at Zion Hill Cemetery. The officer found it at Broad and Madison Streets. Police said it had been hidden behind an umbrella and milk crates. The suspect, however, remains at large. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Hartford police. But they show a guy on a mower making you think that this is the guy, but it's not. They don't
like
have a suspect.
Stock picture of a guy on a mower.
I'm kind of guessing now is because it says Hartford police on the watermark of the photo. Is that a cop on the mower itself that they recovered?
I don't know. How did the guy steal it? Did he put it on another flatbed trailer, or did he just drive it to his house?
It sounds like he drove it and hid it. He hid it somewhere. That's where they found it. They found it hidden. It's behind an umbrella and milk crates, probably along with the Rock 102 tent.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably in the same cachet of stolen items. The suspect, like I said, remains at large, but. The cops, I think it's a cop sitting on the mower.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, hey, who do we get to model for the picture? Where's that Officer Deere? John Deere. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, this is his moment to shine.
Yeah, be on the lookout for someone with an unusually well-cut lawn.
Where's that Cub cadet that we hired months ago?
He's just a cadet.
But on the mower, though,
yes,
he's the Cub
sure.
cadet.
Right.
So,
Wow. That's you gotta have a big set to just steal indiscriminate lawnmowers from people's yards.
I'm actually surprised about that. About that they don't have GPS tags on these things. Like, you think in this day and age with all this high-priced equipment, you would find some way to, GPS. I know they do it for those excavators and things like that. Why wouldn't you do it for smaller equipment like a lawnmower?
If I were a small business owner, had a landscaping outfit, I'd put those tags on everything, because a lot of times those guys get ripped off.
Yeah.
Backpack blowers, chainsaws, anything that you can grab. But a big giant lawnmower,
that's hard to
work.
Hard to do. A 12-year-old Missouri girl with cerebral palsy hopes stem cell transfusions will help her walk, but the treatment isn't cheap, so she's selling lemonade to ease the cost on her family. 12-year-old Ella Schatzefel has cerebral palsy and uses a wheelchair. She sold lemonade Sunday to raise money for stem cell transfusions that she hopes might make her take her first steps in years. I've been trying to accomplish it walking for a long time, so it just makes me really happy, she said. She uses a wheelchair and has since kindergarten. Her mother, Ashley, says her daughter was born extremely early, which led to her diagnosis of cerebral palsy. And this story goes on, it's a heartfelt story about this girl, raising money to get her to get her these treatments.
Sure.
What kind of world do we live in where a 12-year-old has to come up with an idea to afford the much-needed treatments that she needs?
I know.
It's kind of, a slap in the face to a person who's suffering from said disease.
Right.
That you have to raise your own funds in order to pay for life-saving treatment for yourself.
On the other hand, you'd have to sell a whole hell of a lot of lemonade to afford those payments.
But she's raised $40,000.
That
That's
must be
probably because most
Yeah.
people are like, okay, well, I guess that is worth $100 for a cup of lemonade because it's not just some kid trying to make extra bucks to buy some candy
No,
at the
this
store.
just trying to get some real stuff here.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of. I don't know. It just seems kind of
Well, I mean,
sad that that people like that have to rely on crowdfunding.
True, but you also don't know, what her family insurance situation may be. They may be underinsured, or who knows? Probably a lot.
No,
probably
but
a lot
I'm,
going
pointing,
on there.
I'm
but-
just pointing out that, with all the policies in place, a 12-year-old who needs treatments for herself can't get them from her health insurance company.
Well, I don't know if you were aware of this, but health insurance doesn't really care much about you and your health.
Really?
Yeah, and believe it or not, they are somewhat of a for-profit only business.
Yeah, that's something new.
But they'll tell you how much they care.
Early Saturday morning, New York City police found two girls dead, ages 12 and 13, in what apparently was a subway surfing game that turned fatal. MTA President Demetrius Kirchlow said in a statement that getting on top of a subway car is not surfing, it is suicide. Authorities have had to address the problem with public awareness campaigns, including a new one featuring Grammy-winning rapper Cardi B, and by deploying drones to catch thrill seekers in the act. But for some, a more fundamental question is not being addressed. Why are kids, like this one who died recently, were able to climb on top of subway cars in the first place? When this Kavan died, literally 2 weeks later, another child died and another one. It makes no sense, his mother said told the Associated Press, saying transit and law enforcement officials haven't done enough. Why should my child have not been the end of that trend? MTA says it's studying the issue, making trains harder to climb and the train surfers more easy to detect with cameras and sensors could be part of the solution, some experts say. The MTA, which operates the subway system, has said it is studying the issue, but it has yet to report any broad new rollout of technology or physical barriers that might make it harder for people to get on top of trains. It's these kids, they see the social media stuff, and they see, wow, that would be cool to get up on top of that thing, but they don't realize that there's things hanging down from the ceilings of those tunnels. Like lights and switch things.
And not a lot of clearance.
Yeah.
I love the internet for some of what it is, but there are times when it just steers people in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I mean, people have been jumping on top of trains since the beginning of trains, but they didn't start jumping on top of the trains for likes and for TikToks. They were doing it because they were trying to steal stuff inside the train. Here, this is just to get more followers. It's the stupidest thing ever. Like, is that so important to you that you're willing to put your life in danger to hang up on top of a train?
You know what we should do?
What?
We should go to a Subway restaurant and lay flat on the tables and say, we're Subway surfing.
Oh, that's a great idea.
And we'll get a sandwich from every location around.
Yeah, the only problem with that, it's a good idea on its surface. The only problem with that is you're eating at Subway.
What's wrong with that? You don't like yoga mat bread? When was the last time you had a good yoga mat sandwich?
Been a while. Well, I'll be quite honest. It's been quite a long time.
I just feel like, you've been to a Chuck E. Cheese before with a cardboard bread pizza.
Yes.
Well, why wouldn't you want a yoga mat? Is it like a foam ball pit?
I don't know.
You could take all of those loaves of bread and put them in a foam ball pit at a gymnastics place, and those kids would be safe.
I've often put the BM in the BMT sandwich.
Oh, is that what it is? The bowel movement? sandwich?
Well, I'll leave you to figure that out on your own.
What's the T stand for?
Trouble?
Like it's brewing trouble within
Right.
below. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be, and I'll tell you in 1 second, cloudy with a high of 81. Tomorrow, rainy with a high of 68. It's 63 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 7:49 in The Who with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be cloudy today with a high of 81. It is 62 right now in downtown Springfield.
Let's see. Tomorrow, very good possibility that a certain local comedian will be joining us to talk about a $20 dinner and a comedy show.
That's right.
That's a possibility. And some other things coming up this week as well.
Like?
Well, it's Scott Zolak, assuming he gets his coffee. And then, but there's also some other stuff, too. We're going to be talking about someone from Cigars for Soldiers, which is coming up very soon. That's a really nice event that I'm a part of. Very happy to be doing that. And some other stuff as well.
All right. Sounds good.
Sure.
These community forums are crazy with these people.
Which community are you dancing in now?
Well, this one is Wilbraham because it's always seemingly having. But I'm just going to read some of the headline posts. I'm not even going to get into the logistics of them.
Okay.
But it's just people who just write things. What's happening to the Dunkin' Donuts on Boston Road? But there's no context behind it. What do you mean? What's happening? Is it, And then you read the comments and you have to piece together the clues. Are they building a new one? Or are they refacing
remodeling?
one? Or are they doing what? Why can't you just explain yourself and say, hey, look, I noticed that there were some renovations going on there. Is that going to be done anytime soon? Does anybody have any insider information on that kind of thing? As opposed to, what's going on with the Dunkin' on Boston Road?
Steve, if you go to that same Dunkin' every single day, that's your lifeline right there. And that Dunkin' is shut down for improvements or upgrades or whatever it may be. Your whole world is all of a sudden in complete disarray.
So you must go on the community forum to find out the answers.
Yes.
From people who just leave nothing but smart-ass remarks anyway.
Do you remember when they rebuilt the Dunkin' Donuts at the X? This is years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Years and years ago.
Oh, yeah, when they knocked down coconuts. Damn it.
All part of that same thing. And that Dunkin' Donuts was like the heartbeat of the entire Forest Park area.
See,
it was the brain of the entire operation.
I would say that about coconuts.
That was the brain stem.
Yeah.
And I believe the pizza place next to it was like the cerebellum, which held all the balance.
What was the label on that jar with the brain in it?
Abby something. Anyway.
You took an abnormal specimen and put it in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot?
When they tore that thing down, when they shut it down to rebuild it to a much nicer, far more beautiful Dunkin' Donuts than anyone had ever seen in that area. It was like there was like an asteroid had hit that section of town. People were panicked. They were beside themselves. They had no idea what they were going to do with themselves. Because
there wasn't one kitty corner across the street that they could go to.
Well,
I mean, there was. But
At the time, there certainly was one across the street. But nevertheless, people were in an absolute, utter panic. Where am I going to get my donuts? Where am I going to get my regular coffee in the morning?
This is not my beautiful Dunkin'. This is not my beautiful life. How did I get here?
People bug the heck out if a Dunkin' is closed for business at any point.
There's this guy. To the parents of the kid that lives across the street from Cumbies, talk to your child about racing his e-bike without looking both ways crossing Boston Road. I almost rear-ended, and he almost got hit by a truck. Why don't you go talk to the parents of the kid if you know where he lives?
Yeah.
Instead of going on the community forum and taking it out on them.
Or why don't you just mind your own business and go on with your life?
Is it true you're not permitted to ride e-bikes in Hamden? Is that a thing?
I don't even know if that's true.
Well, this woman says it is. And if it's on a community forum,
Then it must be
true.
I don't remember that bylaw being passed. I mean, it's possible, but I've never seen it.
He lives on Washington Road. He's a problem. He's all the time with the problem.
He's riding his bike up hills without pedaling. That's wrong and immoral.
I've seen him, and I've been worried about his obvious lack of understanding about how dangerous Boston Road is. No one has the ability to go and talk to the kid. Everybody knows where this kid lives.
Yeah.
But you're not going to go talk and face the problem directly. You're going to go on the open forum on Facebook because that will solve everything.
Yes, that is the way to resolve life's little foibles.
In search of a landscaper you're happy with for fall pickup in Wilbraham, DM me. Warby Parker has eye exams available on October 8th and October 15th in Longmeadow.
That's an outrage.
Can anyone recommend an exterminator for mice that includes finding and sealing entry points? That means two things. I still have this beautiful hutch. If anybody is interested, this is like that. It's like a mix of that radio show where they were trading things.
Radio Tradio,
and like a Glenn Beck show.
I'm trying to get rid of the Shays Lounge.
Is Crazy Jake still open for curbside?
Hey, the Brimville Brewfest is happening on Saturday, October 18th, at the New England Motel in Brimfield, with more than 30 craft brews and home breweries, food trucks, and more. You can get your tickets at brimfieldbrewfest.com. And if you don't win the tickets, you can purchase them at the Shop 30 store at rock102.com. You got to be over 21 because obviously it's a Brewfest. However, I happen to have a pair of tickets to the Brewfest that can be yours. 10th caller right now at 293-1021. Good luck to you.
Meanwhile, you got some like housewife from Long Island going, we're going leaf peeping this weekend up in New England. We're staying with my cousin Diane, who's got a cabin on a pond in Lenox, Massachusetts. Which is right next to the town that James Taylor is from. You know James Taylor with the fire and the rain.
It's Stockbridge, isn't it?
And something like that. And the sweet baby James.
Mm-hmm.
I love him, by the way. We're going to go up there and go peeping. Does anybody have any recommendations for any restaurants? Lighter fare, please, because we can't eat so much. The last time we went to a Five Guys and the portions were just too large.
And something that has gluten-free options. I tend to get loose.
I don't want to get loose while I'm peeping at the leaves. There's no bathrooms out in the middle of the Berkshires. I guess you consider the woods would be a bathroom where the bears and the deer go. But we're up there trying to enjoy the peeping. The leaf peeping.
Not the leaf pooping, the leaf peeping.
Yeah. Where's this kid on an e-bike from? He almost killed us coming out of Route 102 in Stockbridge.
It's 7:58 at Rock 102.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch. Brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, Outdoor Power Headquarters, Steel, Ego, Craftsman, Toro, DeWalt.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, yesterday you may recall I reported a beautifully written and well-executed story about former New York Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez. Sanchez, who, as you might recall, has been living under the shadow of the now infamous butt fumble from 13 years ago, in which he dropped the football after the snap when he ran face first into the butt cheeks of his own defensive lineman during a Thanksgiving game against the Patriots. Sadly, after 10 years in the NFL, the butt fumble remains his only professional highlight. Yesterday, however, I told you that over the weekend, Sanchez, who's been currently working as a football analyst for Fox, was arrested following a physical altercation with a 69-year-old truck driver in Indianapolis. At the time, both the driver and Sanchez were hospitalized, with Sanchez sustaining critical injuries after being repeatedly stabbed. And yet, it was Mark Sanchez who was arrested while still in the hospital. Yesterday, a few more details were released about the incident, and according to the reports, this all stemmed from a disagreement over a parking space. Sanchez, who was reportedly intoxicated, approached the driver, climbed up into the guy's truck, and began beating the guy. The driver, taking a defensive position, produced a knife, and that's when the stabbing occurred. He also maced Mark Sanchez as well. And of course, every bit of this violent exchange was caught on security cam video. That's why the misdemeanor charges against him have now been upgraded to a felony. If convicted, Sanchez could serve up to 6 years in prison, where the butt fumble might just be the least of his problems. Now, I have not seen the particular parking lot schematics, but it would have to be a hell of a parking space for me to be willing to take a shiv into the rib cage. I mean, I'd have to be close to the front door. I'd have to have easy access, perhaps even having to be a well-lit space for me to even consider being pepper sprayed for it. This is why I'm flexible enough to consider other parking options, such as paying extra for valet services, because I'm almost willing to pay more for the low rate of bloodshed and revenge. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. The Milwaukee 14-in-1 ratcheting multi-bit screwdriver. That's a hell of a thing to have in your toolbox. $20 at Rocky's. The Milwaukee $20 tool sale. Milwaukee pliers, Sawzall blades, and more. $20 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic.
To Springfield's classic rock. It's 8:12 and Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
Going to be cloudy today with a high of 81. And tomorrow, rainy with a high of 67. It is 65 right now in downtown Springfield.
Later this hour, your chance to win tickets to the Mighty Oktoberfest of the Student Prince. I'll give you all the details about that later on this hour.
What was I going to say? I did a video yesterday about the NFL being scripted, and it was clearly a joke.
Was it, though? How
Yeah.
many people took that seriously? Because, I can see
first
where
of
people
all,
would.
I'm in my driveway, and I said that I went to, what's the name of the stadium that the Bills?
Highmark Stadium in Buffalo?
I was at that game in Highmark Stadium in Buffalo yesterday, and I had my...
And was able to come back on a Sunday night in time for the show,
right.
even though it's like a 6 or 7 hour drive.
But the nice thing is about TikTok is that those people you're watching this video and you just automatically assume that this person, whoever is in the video, is being truthful what they're saying, because a lot of people tend to believe that what they see on the internet is absolutely real. And there was a couple of comments on that video that were kind of notable. I got to scroll through all the Pat Kelly videos. And Dan
I know,
Williams
that's a lot of
videos
them.
first. Where's this one guy? Where you been? I'm 63. My father was a collector of betting since the 30s. All sports are fixed. Okay?
Okay.
Many ways Vegas. They're not even watching the video. They're just seeing my face and I have the text NFL is fixed underneath it.
Sure.
100%. The sports book owns Roger Goodell in the NFL. It's not about the game. It's only about profits. The NFL is no more real than the WWE. I've had to watch twice because the time I was like the Affleck duck. Ha. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Normally, they are constantly painting and then erasing. Really, and the one guy said, oh, because I mentioned in the video, I had 3 hot dogs and 6 beers and a bucket of popcorn. Right?
Yeah.
And I'm a big dude, but I still wouldn't be doing that. 3 hot dogs, 6 beers. How many trips to the restroom? Isn't the NFL classified as an entertainment, not sports? And my point being is that nobody is watching the video.
Some people are. There's a comment here that, well, you have to be kidding.
But
like, really? Did you not see? Could you not extract that from the actual point of the video, the punchline of the video?
No, they don't. They don't see that. But you had a good punchline to it, and I couldn't remember what you said yesterday. And I said if there was a line on the field If there was, because I said,
yeah.
well, let me just set the premise for the video because I never said what that was. The premise of the video was the NFL is scripted because I went to the stadium and that yellow line was not on the field. And then I said something about, I don't even know what those chains, if those chains are the exact length. They don't even use the chains anymore.
Right.
It's all, done scientific, however the hell they do that now with the measurements.
And my line was, if that yellow line were real, Lyle Alzado would have snorted it already.
Right.
Yeah,
there you
of course,
go.
Lyle
See, that would have been a better video.
I don't know why. Lyle Alzado's been dead for a number of years, but I think you'll get my point.
But nobody would have heard that punchline because the people didn't watch the video. This is the problem with social media, and this is the problem with people and their knee-jerk reactions to things. They don't take the time to say, oh my, and there's people questioning, you can't be serious. Did you watch the video till the end where I smile and say, follow me for more tricks and tips like I do at the end of every video?
Never mind our videos. Okay, just take that out of the equation. How many times do people see a video on a TikTok or an Instagram reel or whatever and assume that whatever they're being told is truthful and honest without the punchline? Because they never get to the punchline. If you actually look at like the insight information for a lot of these videos, it will show you how many people watch the video and how long they may watch it for. So, for example, if you have a 30-second video and the punchline comes at second 29.5, which is where you would want to put a punchline, and most of the people who are watching it, say like 70% of the people watching the video, swipe after like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They still believe however you set that up is like, oh, I guess, did you know that these NFL games are completely scripted? Apparently a guy on TikTok just told me so. As opposed to listening to the entire rant and understanding there's a joke behind all this.
I'm being told Francesca's upset that I'm talking about the video again. Francesca's been mad about it. By the way, I met Francesca the other night.
Sean's roast.
And she didn't, I actually shook hands with her husband and I said, I'm so sorry.
I was going to say the same thing, but he already seemed so beaten down already.
But he was already laughing because he knew.
Oh, he knew.
He knew.
Oh, yeah.
He knew we were on his side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're with you, Mr. Francesca.
Many men are on his side.
Well, most men are probably on his side in one way or another.
There's this guy. Let me guess, you're a Bills fan. It's funny how the team that loses always has the people come out and say that it's scripted. It's the same with those other videos that I was doing with the mispronounced town names.
Yeah.
Now, clearly, but that's kind of the point of doing that was because I don't know how to pronounce some words, and I have fun with them, and we do it. It's you make it part of the bit. I'm not admitting that I'm smarter than anybody else. I'm actually admitting that I'm super dumb, and this is the only way I can come up with an alternative way to say something. It's okay, but that's part of the bit. That's the show. It's the comedy. It's the thing that you're trying to get people to laugh.
But again, the disturbing part about it is, people genuinely get their news from TikTok.
That's the scary part.
So that's why I said whether it's our videos or somebody else's, like what they see in those first 15 seconds is the stuff that they believe, not the stuff that they wind up learning by going to the end of it. They just assume that this must be truthful and news.
It's a knee-jerk reaction that you don't need to have.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's entertainment. It's a social. It's not a news app. And even the news apps, you got to be careful of what you're watching and what somebody is putting out there.
Now, the amazing part about it is your video has already got 3,000 views.
Right.
Which is that's a good solid number.
Yeah, it's a decent number.
Meanwhile, Pat Kelly does a 15-second interview about Michelob Ultra and gets what's
1.7 million views.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's the number today?
Climbing.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous number. 1.7 million.
Yeah, it's crazy
for largely nonsense. But yet That's what people want out of their TikToks.
Well, and then the Dan Williams one where he...
Oh, he talks about Bad Bunny.
No, not the Bad Bunny. Well, the Bad Bunny one was one of them.
It was
the Jenna Bush haircut.
Jenna Bush haircut.
And he talks about, I've had it. First of all, it is kind of weird to see a guy that age. I'm not making fun of him being old. I'm just saying it is kind of a weird thing for a guy that age to go, I've had a crush on her for years. Like, be careful when you say years, because she's, what, 37?
Yes,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And I can think of you got a lovely woman at home, Dan. Why don't you focus on Kim for a while?
Well, that's what most people were pointing out in the comments. It's always the creepy old white guys talking about the younger women.
At least that video, you didn't have to watch to the end to know where that was going.
No. But again, you gotta take it. You gotta look at things, and you have to watch the full video. Again, with the mispronunciation of the town names, I know I'm doing it wrong. It's the point.
Everything about those videos is false information.
And the people that know us go, you guys are funny, whatever, or that's dumb, or whatever criticism you have about it is fine. But the people who are like, they don't even watch to see it's a joke, and they go, you're not even from the area. That's not how you pronounce Appalachian. Really?
You don't say.
No kidding.
It's 8:22 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. 8:32 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Gary Rome Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-in bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRomeHyundai.com/family. His local radio icon, Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. A man has died after being struck by a train in Springfield yesterday. Springfield police spokesman Ryan Walsh said at approximately 6:45 p.m., officers were called out to the train tracks near the Armory Street Bridge regarding a train striking a pedestrian. The victim, an adult man, died as a result of his injuries. The incident is currently being investigated by the Springfield Detective Bureau. A group of Palmer residents has filed a lawsuit against Mass DOT alleging a lack of transparency in the design process of a Palmer train station. The Central Corridor Passenger Rail Coalition, those are some badass bitches over there, aren't they?
The train gang?
The train gang. You know who you're messing with?
You're messing with the train gang.
This one's Steamy. This one's Chugga, and the other one's Choo Choo. The Central Corridor Passenger Rail Coalition. That's who we are.
Do they have like these train turf wars?
I think they
probably
probably
have
do.
fights with the guys from the other side of the tracks.
The Norfolk Southerns here, huh? Trains doing up in CSX parts around these areas, huh? Would be a shame if your train just came right off the tracks. Excuse me, can you tell me where the Palmer train station is? Right back where you came from, boy. Anyway, they claim that
you should see what happened when they had that turf war with the Long Island Express.
Man.
Things got ugly that day.
Yeah, not that guy. Anyway, they claim that Mass DOT violated the Massachusetts Public Records Law and manipulated the site selection process for the Palmer train station by excluding community input. Scarlett Lamoth from the Rail Coalition says it's benefiting Eastern Mass yet again and not Western Mass. You're sending people to Eastern Mass and that's it. There's no benefit to Western Mass. If it's outside of the downtown, there's no economic development. This is just a parking lot for Boston yet again. The coalition argues that the historic Palmer Union Station in downtown will be a better site for the train station, benefiting the city's economy as part of the future Compass Rail service line.
Now, is that the space by steaming tender?
I believe it is all part of that little complex there. I could be wrong.
I got to tell you, that wouldn't be a real bad place for a platform.
No.
Really not.
This lady's right, though. I mean, I know we're joking about the coalition thing, but she's right about, it always seems to benefit the eastern part of the state and never really the people here. Like, they have all these resources that they could put these train stations together. They could offer services. They could do that. And Yeah, maybe the ridership might not be explosive in the beginning, but the more you offer it, the more people have the, romanticize it as, hey, this is a great way to get to Boston.
But when it comes to, shelling out money for these kinds of projects, the highest rate of return comes from the highest populated areas. So in that case, it's going to be the eastern part of the state. So while it would benefit not just people, see, here's the thing.
But it would benefit them too.
Exactly my point. I mean, it would have a great financial effect on this area, but it also has a great financial effect on Eastern Mass too. And unfortunately, when it comes to trying to figure out how to appropriate this money, how to spend it properly, the folks in Boston can't see much further than Worcester. It's like they see Western Mass as being mostly a desolate wasteland with ghost towns and rolling bushes of tumbleweeds, and that's what they see. Other than that, they view us as a bunch of dope smoking, Birkenstock wearing hippies, and they're not wrong.
Well, they're not that far off.
Not that far off, but to invest in that kind of thing here in Western Mass makes sense statewide, and it could have very high potential for economic development in Western Mass. But God forbid that happen.
Wait till the train gang comes and gets your ass. They're coming for you.
What you trying to do? Build a train station in our backyard?
Mm-hmm. You gonna send those cars over the hump today? I call that one your mama.
Yeah, we're gonna rail on you for that one.
What's the angle cock look like at the end of that car?
Hey.
There was a lot. I told you there was a lot of slightly borderline sexual terms on a railroad. Angle cock was one of them.
That's one of them?
Yeah.
It's
the thing at the end of the rail car for the brakes.
That's called an angle cock.
Angle cock. Yeah. And then the yard master.
Really?
Yeah. They're all master. Everybody's a master. A train master, a yard master.
That's
like it's some dude in like an S&M, situation.
Right.
Oh yeah. You packed that freighter right in here.
Yeah. Like I always wanted to know what a coxswain was, and when I found out, I was very disappointed.
What is a coxswain?
It is the officer of a ship who takes care of the cockboat, or barge, or shallop, or with all its furniture and readiness for the crew to man the boat for all occasions. That is the coxswain. That is his job. That is what he does.
For all the homophobes on the sea, they seem to have quite the glossary.
They certainly do.
Things that would insinuate,
Listen,
somebody swabbing the poop deck.
I did not make up the words.
You didn't.
I'm just reporting on them.
All right.
Okay.
A hang glider crashed into trees just below the summit of Mount Greylock State Reservation earlier this month, but the pilot emerged unscathed.
He's lucky.
Yeah, we knew a guy. He wasn't so lucky.
No, but it wasn't into Mount Greylock. By the way, you can drive up and down Mount Greylock, and it's a whole lot easier.
Yeah, but it's the thrill of hanging by a thread.
Yeah, it's the thrill of having to be removed from a tree.
The Mass Environmental... did I already read this story like the other day? Did we talk about this?
I don't know if you did.
Well, I don't know. We played Tom Petty 3 times this morning, so we can talk about this again. The Mass Environmental Police states that the incident occurred on September 2nd during a permitted event at the summit where Environmental Police Officer Kelleher, he has no first name, was stationed. Despite the crash, no injuries were reported and the glider sustained no damage. Visitors at the summit were treated to an unexpected aerial display as hang gliders and paragliders launched from the peak. Toward the end of the event, several concerned individuals reported the crash to Officer Kelleher, who quickly coordinated efforts to locate the pilot. The pilot was found safely with no harm done to either themselves or their equipment, thanks to the swift response and the teamwork from those individuals. So, could have been a disaster, but it wasn't. I saw a video of this guy taking off on one of the, like a tandem one, like where
you're two people?
You're with somebody. You're with like a qualified instructor.
Right.
But this guy was not strapped properly. So they take off, and then the guy realizes, I'm not strapped to this thing at all. And it's this 2 or 3 minute video where they finally land and everybody's okay. But you can see the guy clearly hanging off of this thing with no harness whatsoever. I mean, if he had let go,
right,
he would have crashed into the ground or even,
our very dear friend Barry Krieger aside, that is, I'm sure it's a thrill, breathtaking type of experience to be on one of those things. Mm-hmm. I'm not a thrill seeker by any stretch of the imagination. So the idea of me jumping off a cliff, even with one of these things in my hands, even being strapped into it, doesn't seem like a real safe thing for a guy like me to do. And maybe it's because, I'm not physically aerodynamic. Maybe it's because I may, weigh the glider down a little bit. I just don't feel safe in that situation.
It's one of those things that you would have to have started doing when you were not very young, but even
youngish.
Like in your 20s. You would have had to start doing it then in order to become, somewhat of an expert at it.
Yeah.
Going from beginner to expert mode. It takes probably a long time. So I don't think it's something that you can just pick up anyway.
A very close friend of mine took his mom skydiving once. Now, his mom at the time was probably like in her, say like mid to late 60s.
Yeah.
Now, I'm 59, okay? I'm not quite there at 60, but I'm on the cusp of it all. The idea of jumping out of a plane doesn't really appeal to me either, with or without a parachute. Because when I, even with the air underneath the parachute gently putting me down to the ground, I don't know if you're aware of this, the crust of the earth is still quite hard. And I feel like if I land, I'm risking every bone in my body. Legs, pelvis, rib cage.
You don't need any of that stuff, though.
I do. Actually, I'm using it all right now.
Barry did without it for a good year.
This is what separates a guy like Barry from a guy like me. Barry is a thrill seeker. Barry, likes to have to live his life on the very edge, whether it's with hang gliding or being in a hospital in a foreign country, or picking up extra chickens at Costco for lunch. This is the kind of life he leads. It's not the kind of life I could ever lead. Or leave.
Barry is like that guy. What was it? He's Samuel L. Jackson in Glass.
Yeah.
Like he just keeps getting broken bones, but he seems to never succumb to his injuries.
He'll just grow another one.
Yeah. We'll just keep growing it back. Maybe he's in constant pain all the time.
He probably is, but he's so relaxed, you would never know he's in pain.
He's one of those guys that, he's such an expert at this thing. He'll just, he licks his thumb and he holds it up in the air and he's like, the wind's good today. And then he goes and grabs that little hang glider thing and he flies off the top of Mount Tom. You see him, you're in that Nonotuck Park in East Hampton. You can see him flying around from the ground up there.
Tightens up them Birkenstocks and is ready to go.
Absolutely. Fenway Park workers flagged potential public safety issues linked to customers buying beer at self-checkout kiosks and urged lawmakers Wednesday to crack down on the automated machines, while Boston Red Sox management and concessions employer Aramark defended their compliance with alcohol regulations and touted fan experience benefits. Wearing green Unite Here Local 26 shirts, Fenway workers filled several rows of the State House hearing room in support of legislation sponsored by Boston Democrats Representative David Beal and Senator Lydia Edwards, that would upend the operations of grab-and-go kiosks at sporting venues, stadiums, and arenas. Grab-and-go beer coolers with self-checkout machines would not be permitted at bars, so why are we permitting them at large venues, said Carlos Ameo, president of the union that represents Aramark workers, asked the Committee on Consumer Protection and Professional Licensure. We believe there is a reason alcohol has historically been kept behind the bar and inaccessible to patrons prior to a licensed professional serving them. It does seem very irresponsible to do this because, for all the keep kids away from alcohol and all that stuff, here you are, no policing of an event.
Right.
Any bartender would have to go through a training thing, what are they, tips training or whatever it's called, to make sure that you're complying with the law. How does cameras alone prevent somebody from purchasing something? I guess because you
can see it happening.
Right, but I mean, if you could take somebody else's ID and scan it at the register, that's all you need to really do.
Pretty much.
I don't know.
On the other hand, as a lifelong Red Sox fan, I got to tell you, from the fan experience, I'm less bothered by the legal or illegal sale of alcohol, and far more disturbed about them leaving runners in the scoring position and losing games. If they could figure that out, I'm almost willing to overlook the alcohol sales.
All right, that's a valid point.
Yeah, if you can make it past the Yankees in a 3-game series,
then you
problem solved.
Then you're okay. You can purchase your own alcohol.
Buy your beer wherever the hell you want.
I think when I was out in Vegas like 10 years ago, there was a robot. It was like a robot bartender.
Oh yeah.
And then, so this thing makes you a drink, and then it wants a tip. And I'm like, it's a robot. The robot isn't like calling it quits at the end of the day and going home and getting angry because he didn't make enough tips for the day.
At least feeding his robot children when he gets home.
Yeah, I'm going to take it out on that android kid when I get home.
That's ridiculous asking you for a tip for a robot.
I know. I was like, what? It's automated. The whole idea is to not tip because you don't have somebody you don't have a human being who's actually doing the physical work.
Actually, the whole idea is to not pay a human being to do a job that a human being should be doing in the first place.
Yeah. A tip for a robot.
Yeah, those drinks aren't going to be any good anyway.
No. Well, they weren't. It wasn't good. It was like syrupy,
Syrupy,
whatever.
Not enough booze because they
it was like drinking at an Applebee's. That kind of thing.
They're always going to be weak.
For Dollaritas. Yeah, well, the Dollaritas filled with,
like a mouthful of tequila.
99% margarita mix and 0.001% tequila.
I can't believe it took me $9 Dollaritas to feel a buzz.
Yeah, it's like drinking an NA beer. You have to drink like 25 of them to get anything. And like very quickly, too.
Yeah, right.
I guess if you funneled NA beer, you'd probably get a good buzz.
Yeah, but if you funneled NA beer, you're more likely to puke it all up.
Hey, you gotta hold it in and let it sit there for a while. Let the alcohol absorb into your system, and then throw it up.
Not like either one of us are drinking anymore, but I couldn't live with myself if I were going to do a beer funnel with non-alcoholic beer.
Well,
talk about defeating the purpose. That's a practice run.
I have friends who drink those, the Bud Zeros or whatever it is. That's like, why bother? Like, I mean, the whole point of drinking for an alcoholic is to get drunk. If you've decided not to drink in your life, why would you just want the taste of something? And it would make me crave the alcohol, I think.
Sure.
After getting the taste of it.
There's a friend of mine who has been told medically that she's not supposed to drink. So now what she does is she buys the non-alcoholic wine, and she'll show pictures of the bottles on Instagram and Facebook. Like, oh, what a fine vintage this is. I said, it's freaking grape juice.
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
It's not wine. It's freaking grape juice.
Who is this Welch's Vineyards?
I mean, you might as well take the Welch's from concentrate and put it in a jug and make it that way.
From the Capri Sun Farms.
Last week. What a fine so vintage. What pairs well with grape juice in a bottle?
You know what? We had so much fun with that conversation. We're like way over time.
It's too bad.
65 in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news of Rock 102.
Window tinting.
It's 8:52 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
I just gave you the forecast.
We were just talking about like non-alcoholic beer and wine. I'm trying to remember which one, which brand it was. It was Sharps or O'Doul's or something like that, where their whole marketing strategy was, it helps you keep your edge. Where I really thought at the time, it helps you for having your interlock device to keep you from prevent you from driving drunk. Yeah. I mean, that's not losing your edge. That's actually getting home safely.
Actually, it sounds more like edging, like you're almost gonna finish, but then you really never get.
But you
there.
really never actually get there.
Never actually pull the trigger. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like you're running a race, but you never get to the finish line.
Yeah, I don't know. I never understood the folks with that kind of stuff. So like, just don't have it at all.
I mean, many times when I've had the non-alcoholic stuff, and I've tried it, it tasted a little bit like bilge water and cardboard.
Well, my biggest complaint has always been like, when I go to a bar now, I order half ginger ale, half soda water because the sugar's just too much for me.
Of course.
The agita. But it is. It's too much sugar in like the full glass of ginger ale. So I order half of it being seltzer,
right,
half of it being ginger ale. I wish they offered more choices of like other than just sugary soda. Like I'd rather have like, why can't you have like a diet ginger ale or something like that? Like, isn't there enough people that drink? But isn't there enough people that drink like those beverages that you'd probably be able to sell it? I mean, you're not going to go too crazy with the mixing 20 different colors like Barry showing a prostitute how to use a soda machine.
A few weeks ago, we went out to dinner and we sat at the bar. Now, neither one of us drink anymore, so we go to the bar and we both order like a Diet Coke, and we have dinner. We're having dinner at the bar, and so we're like, we're just minding our own business, and do you want another Diet Coke? Yeah, another round of Diet Cokes, and we just we're all of a sudden we realize we've both had like 4 Diet Cokes.
Oh, you're going to be up all night.
We were up all night and felt awful. Like we would have felt better had we been drinking booze than if we had with all that diet soda in your system.
Well, because, first of all, it's way too much aspartame to have in a short amount of time. It doesn't even taste good.
No,
there are
it's
people
not.
out there that love the taste of Diet Coke. I prefer like the Coke Zero because it's a different kind of saccharin.
I actually prefer that because like the regular Coke, I can tell how sweet it is. Same with the Pepsi, which is even sweeter.
But that god awful taste of Diet Coke. But it's the only alternative. Most it's not just one restaurant. It's all of them. It's probably a cost saving thing. You can only offer like a finite number of things.
Right. But you're off to a bad night when you're catching a buzz. off the soda that you just had.
Yeah.
Ooh, had way too much.
Yeah, we're going to go tear it up tonight.
Can barely walk a straight line.
We're going to be watching Netflix until midnight tonight.
Anyway, I will tell you this. If you are looking to join us at the Mighty Oktoberfest at 4th Street, I'm going to be there Friday from 5 into 7. Of course, it also goes on Saturday as well. The festivities kick off with the annual Tapping in the Keg. And
it's real beer.
And good stuff, too. So that's starting on Friday, 5 to 7 at the Mighty Oktoberfest, 4th Street. With me, German beers, brats, all kinds of great stuff. And we happen to have a 4-pack of tickets to the Mighty Oktoberfest to the 10th caller right now at 293-1021. Good luck to you. All right?
Oh, I thought we were done.
No, we're done.
Oh, okay. I thought I was waiting for you to say it's 8:56 at Rock 102.
Well, I would, except it's 8:57 on Rock 102.
No, it's only 8:56.
It is now.
Now
it's
8:57.
Yeah,
you always do that. You jump ahead
by seconds. I say it's nearly.
That
something.
was like 20 seconds.
It was not.
Yes, it
Come
was.
on now, in 4 seconds.
You said 8:57. It's 8:56.
Okay,
Sometimes you do that. It's like just because you wish it was a minute later doesn't mean by saying it that it's going to happen.
Well, that may be true, Steve. But all I can tell you is that right now, it is nearly 8:58.
No, it's not. It's 8:57.
It's 8:57 and 34 seconds. We're beyond the halfway point.
Okay, but it doesn't matter if you're beyond the halfway point. You are already jumping ahead to the next minute.
Because I can't wait to get to the next minute.
But it's only 8:57.
Well, in 10 seconds, it'll be 8:58.
Yeah, but stop saying it's the minute ahead of time when it's not.
Okay, all right, listen.
You're not Doc Brown.
If you want to split hairs like that, that's fine. All I'm telling you is that it's now 8:58 with Bax and Nagle.
You're not Doc Brown.
On
Stop
Rock 102.
Rock